All right. Hello, Rogelio. What's going on? Today, I started this to basically do it'll be a shorter stream. I have nothing planned. I have some things to talk about. Basically, that's what the whole thing's for. So, I have an idea, and this is what I'm gonna do. I guess, yeah, I'll start with that. So next week, on, I don't know what day yet. I'll put in the Discord. I'm going to start, making a video about the Silent Hill series. And the way I was planning to do that, I was going to start with Silent Hill 2 and then do 1 and then go forward. What's up, Mako? But the idea is that I can do this shit.
Oh no.
I'll make sure everything's on. The idea is that I'll make a video for each game, kind of like the Evangelion stuff, and then put it into like a bigger format. So that's the idea. I'm gonna start with Silent Hill 2 because it just came out last year. The remaster did, so I think that's a good starting point. I'm debating between playing the old PlayStation version or the remaster, so I don't know which one I'm doing yet. I might put a poll out because theoretically in a video they both look well. It's just a matter of what style I'm going for. I did finish the Serial Experiments Lane game video. That'll come out next week. I think that video is really good. I'll be curious how it does. So that's the plan with that. You got the Rascal Does Not Dream novel, manga, Sailor Moon. Rest are being shipped. Yeah, the Evangelion manga is pretty good. I have read it, but it was more of a skim, and people want me to do a whole video on it, and I want to at some point, but like I've consumed so much Evangelion shit at this point. Like making another video about it is not that appealing. I know it would probably do well, so I might just I want to get an editor and just have them do it so I don't have to. You like the idea? Yeah, I wanted to incorporate moving forward a little more like diversity in the media. I've only done anime up to this point, and I did like a merge with the Uzumaki video of manga and anime. I'm almost done with the Oyasumi Pum Pum. By almost done, I'm on volume 6. I'm only halfway through, but I've been reading quicker now. I've been doing it in the spare time. So my goal is to get that like Pum Pum video done. That'll be the first one, and then I'll probably do Berserk and Climber and Vagabond. So I don't know what order, but that's kind of the idea. I wanted to start doing manga as well, and I was gonna do games as well, because I did the Serial Experiments Lane game, and I thought that video was pretty fun to make, and it was good. I think it should be good. I don't know how well it'll do. But anyway, I think that, like, you know, picking good games to do it will help. I don't know what that means yet. So I like the Silent Hill series, and it's, you know, made in Japan. It kind of fits with the anime and manga stuff. So I'm hoping it'll do well, and that'll kind of be a test to see if just keep doing it. I also want to do Dark Souls because I love Dark Souls, and there's already a good lore channel, so I'm not gonna do the lore, but I'll do more of like thematics. Kind of look at the themes of Dark Souls instead. I think that's, you know, where I shine. There's too many lore videos out there. I don't think it's worth it. Obviously, to explain the themes, you have to explain the lore, but I won't go into like super in depth reading the items, item characteristics, and piecing everything together because they don't tell you that up front. But I think that'll be fun. Maybe I should do Elden Ring first if I was gonna do the Dark Souls thing. Actually, I'll just do Dark Souls. Why not? Hello, hello. Then store. A video on the Journey to the West books. You talking about Lord of the Rings? Oh, that's the Wukong, the Chinese book. I have not read this. I know vaguely of it. That'd be interesting. I wonder if it would do well. I would like to do books, but there's not as big of a market out here, like on YouTube for it. I think it's probably worth trying. Hydrate, I see you. I don't know. I think that's a later thing. Because I'd have to rely more on... what is it? I'd have to rely more on, like, what the audience I have right now than, you know, trying to, like, find a new one. Because I don't think those would have a big reach on YouTube. I could be wrong, though. Maybe books is an under-activated market on YouTube. You sold your Game Boy to buy books? That's crazy. Why'd you do that? Game Boy Advance is great. Should have kept it. Rascal is not... Yeah, it's like a light novel. Yeah. You could say it's a novel at 200 pages, to be honest, but I think it's still pretty short. Alright, Mako. See you later, dude. I do want to try 20th Century Boys. I have a few manga that would be up first. Like, they're the ones I'm thinking of doing. I have an issue like incorporating them into like my life, in the sense that like the thing I always think of doing first, like to keep everything moving, like on production, is consuming a bunch of anime. And so obviously what I would just have to do is like, instead of when I usually watch anime, I just read, and that changes it. But I haven't done that yet. I kind of just read Poon Poon in my like random time windows, so that's why it's been taking me so long. But I do have it scheduled, like when I should be making the video. So there will be a point where it's time to like read it all. So I should just sit down and read it all. Good story, but it's 4 books, all about 500 to 700 pages. Oh, The Journey to the West. Oh, they're all 5. So it's like a 2,000 page story, at least. That's insane. Can you rework your Making Sense of Attack on Titan by any chance? Why? Like, what would I do with it? I don't know what there would be to rework, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think. I think I did everything on that one. Yeah. Okay. We are discussing Bluo. I'm kind of just spitballing everything that's going on right now. I've been watching Ping Pong, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. The animation is interesting. That's the best way I can put it. Here's let me show you. Oh, I gotta look up the anime, I guess. Yeah, so wacky animation, but it's been a really good series. I have 2 episodes left now. I might finish it after this. It's been really good. I'm doing a video on it. I think it's probably October is when it's planned. Just going over the themes and messaging. I thought about like killing the Message of series and just incorporating it into the Making Sense series, but honestly, I don't see a point in doing that. It seemed appealing at first, but I'll probably just keep doing it. Because I think sometimes people get confused on Making Sense and think like it just has to be a plot explainer instead of, you know, just exploring themes. So I think the Message series, if it's like not a confusing anime, it probably fits better there. So that's the concept there. But yeah, it's about like what talent does. having talent versus no talent versus also having talent and, you know, commitment to the sport or whatever. It's kind of about all that. And there's some like, there's this random side character. He gets like maybe 10 minutes throughout the whole series, but he loses, then goes on a finding yourself journey for like a long time. And then it kind of just goes full circle. And obviously he doesn't find himself, you know, abroad or on the beach or in the mountains. And eventually just finds himself back at ping pong because, you know, for the love of the game, which is, I guess, the concept where you don't have to be good at something to like it. Because at first the character was, I don't even know his name. I don't know if he has a name. The character just bails on ping pong because he's not as good as some of the best in the world. So I think it's trying to say that, you know, you don't have to leave that all behind just because you suck. But yeah, that character's very minimally attached to the plot. He gets beat by one of the main characters, and then he just kind of shows up every once in a while. Yeah, I think it tackles those. I played a sport in high school, so I think it tackles all of the, you know, I was uber committed to it, and it tackles what that does to a person and how it affects you based on, you know, your skill level, your life, and what it does to you. So that was really interesting. I'm interested to see the climax. I think I know where it's going, but obviously it could surprise me. Just finished Evangelion videos. Yeah, those are good. They're old though. I would update them, but it's not worth it. I liked reading a lot back when I was 11 or 13, so that's why I was able to discover and read the story. Oh, the West, Journey to the West. I've heard good things. You're like the third person though I've heard about it from. So, not many people that I polled, just a few. As a fan of your channel and AOT, I don't think you did the anime justice with your usually amazing storytelling skills. I think it did alright. I don't really care though. It's doing well, so I have no reason to redo it. It wouldn't be worth the time. Just finished watching Lane, and I'm currently working through reading Poon Poon. I'm excited for both of those videos. Yeah, there's a Lane video out in the anime. This is about the PlayStation game. So I make it clear in the beginning, like how they're tied together, or if they're tied together. It's more about, the game is really fucking confusing. If you saw the anime, the game is a lot more confusing because there's not. It'll make sense when you see the video. It's like a labyrinth of information. You have to piece it together. So the general concept of the video is explaining the general plot line, giving background information on the two main characters, and going with the progression of the story, and then kind of capping off what was Lane trying to tell us this time. Is kind of the idea. Yeah, it's really confusing. It's also very psychological based. I feel like the anime is more existential and more like outward thinking about the internet and everything, and then the game was more like, what does technology do to an individual, or so. So I think I explored it well. I probably could have done more. I don't know. I felt like it came out good though. Generally speaking, you and some other people are the source of manga and anime for me. Well, that's good. Glad to be a part of the group. Yeah, I have this poll, which I've reached. So there's all this good anime that is niche and not talked about that often, like Ping Pong, for example. It's known to people who like niche anime, but it's not like mainstream. So if I do, and I will do that video, if I do that video, it like the Sunny Boy video, it's not going to go out to like a mass audience like the story of Full Metal Alchemist will. And that one, you know, did really well, and I thought it was well made, but it's not like intuitive or anything. I basically went through the plot, explained some of the character motivations and like the inner monologues of characters, and that's it. Does really fucking well. Crazy. I like the Evangelion one a lot more, which is why I don't know if I'll do any more story oriented videos, because there was obviously Evangelion's plot's harder to explain, so you have to explain it. It's not something you just get right away. And even then, I feel like I could have done a better job back then of analyzing the characters more. But I like the messaging stuff as well, because even if it's like a linear, easy to understand plot, it might be tackling complex themes. And that I can talk about. So, yeah. A lot of niche anime have that, and a lot of like mainstream shonen anime, there's usually something like theme related that's in there that you could talk about, and that's what I did in Full Metal Alchemist, but it's just not as like deep or complex. It's more of a like, you would expect a, you know, preteen or teenager to grasp all of it for the most part. That's obviously what shonen is. That's why seinen is a little more complex, because it's for older people. So I end up liking those more, but obviously they don't have as big of a broad appeal all the time. Like Akira and Ghost in the Shell are pretty much staples of like, they're mainstream, but they're also, what's the word? They're more niche. Like, you won't expect your neighbor to know what, let's see. You won't expect your neighbor to know what Technolyze is or Serial Experiments Lane. Though Lane is kind of an outlier in the sense that it's just an underground thing that became mainstream pretty recently, like probably 5 years ago maybe. But like, everybody knows Demon Slayer. Like, that's something everyone knows, even if they don't watch anime. I want to play the Lane game. I'm gonna ask, how do you play it? You just go, I'll show you. It's pretty easy. So you'll just search up Lane game, and it'll be the Lane game, and then you press start. Go through this, you just press start again. That screen will explain to you the controls and everything, so you can, when you get here, you know what you're gonna do. But yeah, it's a web game now. You can also buy the game for the PlayStation, but if you look at the prices, you're probably not gonna want to do it. See if I can even get it pop up. There we go. Yeah, $1,200. They're usually between like $700 to $1,200. The game didn't really get released in America. There's very little. Sorry. I'm gonna pull up the chat window again. It won't come up. Yeah, there's very little. Very little English versions. I don't even know if there are English versions. I might be wrong on that. But I know that even in Japan, there wasn't that many discs made, so. Why am I standing? Because I can. Got a standing desk. Easy to do. What is your favorite video that you made in your channel? Let me look. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see. Favorite video I made. I like the journey to Japan I just did. Obviously, it's not the norm for the channel, so it didn't do well. I really liked the Sunny Boy video, but obviously it's niche, so it didn't reach a big audience. I loved Technolyze. That was a great anime. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's tough. I'll probably go with Sunny Boy, the Japan video. Those two. I mean, I like every video I make. I love the Lane one. Like that, Lane's one of my favorite series, so The Evangelion ones are obviously, they were good to put together, and they're the first of the series of stuff I changed to doing, but I can't say that they're my best work. I think I could have done better now. At the time, I think it was as good as I could do because I was just starting to do like more serious analysis. So, would you ever make a video on 91 days? Yeah, isn't it 28 days? This is an anime series. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't watched this. There's a chance. I've never heard of this. Is this new? 2016, no. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I already watched your 2 videos on Lane. They helped me understand. Oh, the fucking philosophy one I made, like, I think that's from 4 years ago. I don't like that one. I felt like I didn't do it justice. This is something I've realized, you know, obviously if you do something for so long, you get better at it. Who would have thought? But I've seen this in other channels too. It kind of depends. Some people just have a knack for it. They can just start doing videos and be good at scripting and putting stuff together and in a way that makes sense. And at times I feel like I'm not even good at it. But when I started YouTube like 4 years ago, it was fucking chaos. I feel like that video is not paced right. It doesn't work right. Part of that's production. Like as a video editor, you don't figure that out for a while. But also part of it was just how I wrote stuff and how I scripted. It wasn't like, it didn't functionally make sense. Cause I watched yesterday, a video came up in my feed. It was, I don't remember. It was an analysis. Oh, I was looking at if there were other the video game, Serial Experiments video game, if there were other like videos analyzing it. So I found 2 that I looked at just so I knew, because I was about done with my video. I was like, I want to know what else is out there on this. One of them was like 2.5 hours, and I think 30 minutes of the 2.5 hours were about the game. Mind you, I get it. It was just that the video was roped as this is an analysis of the game. That's the title basically, and it has the game on the cover. But then it goes over, like gives a brief history, which I expected. Then it goes into the anime and explains the entire anime. The anime takes up 1.5 hours of the video. It might as well just be about Serial Experiments Lane at that point, not just the game. The game's afterwards explained for like 20-30 minutes, and then it jumps back to, I don't remember what was the chapter after that. So that was a very long video, and it was decent. I didn't think that one was bad. But there was another one that was, it didn't have that many views, and the channel doesn't have that many subs, but it was just very poorly paced. And that's just something that happens when you're starting out. So I was just like, oof, better luck next time. I should watch it. Really good, about some dude whose family gets killed by mafia, battles with revenge. Okay, yeah, I'm down. I saw it was about like prohibition, maybe. I think that was what the era was. Would you be interested in covering video games too? Yeah, that's kind of the idea that I was gonna bring up today. I will be doing that. It's not a will I, or sorry. It's not a if I'm interested. It's a I am interested. Next week I'll play Silent Hill on stream, or start it. We'll see if I can get through it. I gotta figure out the dates and stuff. But yeah, I wanna play Silent Hill 2 on stream. I don't know if it'll be the remastered or the old one. I'm debating, because I don't know what visuals I want for the video on it. But I'll do a like message video on that, like on the grief themes and all that stuff. Give some background information on Silent Hill. Kind of give some clues in on what everyone represents. A lot of symbolism in that game, so I'll be doing that. I hope to make it like a series. I'll cover, I think, at least Silent Hill 1 through 3. I don't know about anything after that, because I know they're not as good after that. So I really don't know what I'll do. Selma, Silent Hill's a great one. Yeah, I know about Selma. That one is pretty good too. So I know I want to do Silent Hill. I want to do Dark Souls. Analyze the themes there, because I think that's an under talked about topic in the Dark Souls, like what is it, community. I feel like a lot of it's lore videos, not many of it tackle the themes specifically. They kind of overlap. You obviously have to explain the story to understand the themes, because the story is rudimentally put together by everybody in the community. So checking reinstall Paul's video on YouTube if you're interested in covering Silent Hill. I'll look at it. I'll briefly scan over it because I don't want to copy him, so I don't want to watch the video before I do mine. Otherwise, you kind of get inspired to do similar stuff, so I wanted to keep it different. Yeah, let me check if I had any other notes. Like I said, I was talking about anime seasonals. I saw, I don't know if it's a fully updated list yet, because it's kind of like to the date that the season starts, that they'll finally have the finished what's coming out next season. But fall has some interesting stuff. I don't know how good it'll be. I'm gonna watch Spy Family season 3. I'm probably gonna watch this To Your Eternity. Though I heard that To Your Eternity, you know, it's not as, I guess, interesting after, you know, where we left off in season 2, the arc. That's what at least I heard manga readers saying. I'll probably watch this. I do not know if I'll make it through it. I might only make it through 4 episodes. So. But overall, it's a lighter season. I feel like this season was really packed. So it's interesting. I don't know what to expect. I literally am not gonna watch anything probably below the first rack here. I don't know what that is. But yeah. No, anime is weird. We got a lot of schwank shows, but that's kind of like a given. I gotta catch up on a lot of the stuff that's not from like seasonals. There's a lot of old ones I need to watch and everything. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, and I get a lot of shit for that. I haven't watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I hear that a lot. Yeah, I got a lot. I gotta still watch Lazarus from last season. You guys were telling me it was good, so I need to catch up. Have I seen Dead Dead Demons? No. I've heard about it though. I know not that much about it. Same guy who wrote Poon Poon. Yeah, I saw there were movies for it. Anime came out a couple years ago. Yep. Went under the radar. Feels like it would be right up your alley. Yeah, it would. I think I'm thinking of what you're thinking. Hold on, let me check. You know, this, right? Yeah. I saw it was in movies. I guess technically 2 hours would be a certain amount of movies. No, yeah, I'd totally watch this. Make something on it. I mean, there's a lot to cover. I need to step up my game. I'll just take my time. It's kind of all I gotta do. I will get an editor one day, and then I'll be pumping this shit out. If I didn't have to edit, it would save me so much time. I would have a lot more time to consume. I have a hard time keeping up with all the anime to make videos on, and manga, and now games. I'll be juggling some hats until I figure out how to make everything streamlined, but that's just a given thing. Observer System Redux. I haven't heard of that. Now this looks interesting. When does this come out? Console game. Cyberpunk World, Shattered by Plague War. Okay. Came out in 2020. Never heard about it. That's crazy. Yeah, I want to cover. I found this other game. It's an old PlayStation game. It's like the Lane game in the sense that it's fucking confusing. It's just called LSD. And it's weird as hell. And I thought there's an iceberg video on it. I thought that would be an interesting thing to cover. I probably won't do it for a while, but yeah. PC game though? Yeah, I saw that it was on. I don't know why it's a console game. Maybe the old one was. A little average guy. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I'm good. I didn't stream last week because I didn't feel like it. I was working on what was I working on last week? Hold on, it'll come to me. I was working on some video. I don't remember what. I think it was 86. I finished 86 and I made a video on that. I think that's probably what I was working on. Yeah, I was doing Lane this week, the PlayStation game. And I'm gonna start 2 videos scripting. I gotta finish ping pong and I'll start the video on that, the script on that. And then I have a video idea for Evangelion people. It'll be, how do I phrase it? I had a good word for it. Yes, it was the Evangelion effect is what I called it. And it was basically I was gonna go over the anime copycats that came out of like Evangelion's success, and how it was interesting. The interesting part about it is that when Evangelion was being made, they didn't know if it was gonna be a commercial success, but it was, obviously, because we're here now and there's a ton of merch around Evangelion. But everyone saw the fact that, you know, they ran out of budget and shit like went haywire at the end of making Evangelion, Neon Genesis at least. And so they didn't know it would be, you know, worthwhile, marketable, but it was. And everyone saw the success of this project that, you know, had all these issues, but they made so much fucking money off it, so they wanted to copy it. And so you got things like Mars of Destruction. You got other copycats that are more well known, like Darlene and the Franxx, stuff like that. That stuff's more, it was a successful, I guess copycat's rude, but it took the idea of kids piloting Gundams. I mean, that's all Evangelion stolen. If there's kids piloting a Gundam, and there's psychological themes, they definitely watched Evangelion and said, I want to make my own. So I hate Darling the Franxx. I get a chance to talk about how much I think they fucked up the ending, so I'll enjoy that. But I also want to talk about just like the OVAs, like Mars of Destruction, and all that shit that just really took it, ran with it, and flopped off their ass because they didn't even put any effort into it. So yeah, I do plan to play Nier at some point, make a video on it. Would you do a video about your name, time, and eventually connects and stuff? Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good video. Your name's good. Weathering with you's good. They're a bit easier to explain, so you know, shorter video, but yeah, I think it'd be fun. There's a chance. I've not seen Dead Demons yet. Yeah, we talked about that. That Kaoru plush, that was expensive as hell, and we saw that in the Cursed merch stream. Oh yeah. No, those can't be. I swear, those cannot. I remember. I fucking love that plush. This can't be like. Can I actually buy this? Because I would. This guy's fucking amazing. I'd be happy if I got the Roblox Chad smile Kaoru. I wonder if anyone knows where I could buy this. Let me know. It looks like I can get it for $50. Oh, this is fucking great. Who's selling this? This is a third-party store. Who made that? They saw that's what Kaoru looks like. That's great. Good job. Good job, Japan. Little Tommy. Silent voice is good. Has good messages. Yeah, I could maybe do a video on that. I don't know. I'll have to figure out. I know what I'm basically doing till the end of the year. I know what videos gotta get done, so yeah. Maybe next show I'll cover the good old romance genre. Because those movies are all great. But yeah, I think short stream, we're probably gonna call it there. I want to make sure that when I do streams now, there's actually like something behind them. It's not just a discussion. Unless you guys like the discussions. I think I'll move the time though. Obviously don't think Thursday at 1 is the greatest time for everyone during the year when everybody's working and going to school. But here I am doing it at that time. Yeah, I will play the Silent Hill game. I think it's going to be next week. I'll say in the Discord. I'll make it an actual announcement instead of just going live randomly. But yeah. That is nice, but don't strain yourself. Oh, don't worry, I am fine. I'm not doing a very strenuous job. And I'm not burned out, so no worries there. But yeah, this Friday, or I guess that's tomorrow. Friday, there's a video coming out. It'll be a surprise. It's a sponsored video. And it's kind of something you guys can participate in for free. So I hope you enjoy it. And there'll also be a video next week, and it's the lane game. I wanted to get that. I moved some other videos back because I wanted to get this one out because I'm curious how it'll be perceived by everyone. And I can kind of move forward the Silent Hill one with a peace of mind, knowing they're like, oh, okay, this will do good. But yeah. And it's a really interesting game. It really is. So I'll be interested in what you guys think. Just wanted to show my appreciation for your content whenever I finish an anime. I always check on your channel to see if you made a video about it. Your breakdowns help me have a more complete understanding. Well, I'm glad they do. That's kind of the goal. I'm glad I'm fulfilling that goal. Yeah, I wanted to move. So I've been doing anime forever. And I think it'll always be my favorite medium, but I also wanted to include some gaming stuff. Just covering, because there's some really good stories in games. That kind of get undershadowed. Or overshadowed, that's the word for it. So, and then I also, of course, want to cover manga. I think there's some great manga stories that'll never get adapted into anime that deserve to get some light. And some people don't like reading that much. They want it to be narrated and stuff. So that's kind of the goal. I won't be like, when I do Berserk, I'm not going to just read the story or do a plot summary. Those do exist on YouTube if you ever want those, but it'll be like, you know, the making sense videos or the story videos, kind of just going over the themes, explaining some of the confusing parts of the plot, stuff like that. Yeah, I always want to draw attention, so I think all my videos probably spoiled the source material, but obviously most of the things I cover have been out for a couple years. But I always want to make it so that you now have an interest in that source material if you haven't seen it yet. And if you have, maybe you want to go watch it again. So that's kind of the concept. I never want to take away from the original material. I want to add to it. I don't like the plot summaries on YouTube of like, there's a reason I don't like them, I guess is the way to put it. The AI plot summaries, hate them. They're so fucking trash. They also cover trash shows, and it does like really well for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I've never understood how they do well too, because the AI voice is annoying. But yeah, it hasn't started yet because I had a backlog of videos before I left to go to Japan, but I'm starting to incorporate kind of face stuff into the videos, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. You'll see that actually this Friday, tomorrow. That video came out after I came back. I made that video after I came back. So yeah, that'll be like a new thing. The point is to I was getting comments of people thinking I was AI, my voice and all that stuff. So it kind of annoyed me, but I also was like thinking about doing this anyway. So I was like, okay, 2 birds with 1 stone. So some of the stuff's in front of the camera, and I incorporate all the anime clips like I used to, or other shit like I used to. So yeah, it's a different balance. I think it'll help kind of give this channel an idea of like who I am, and kind of establish that more, so that I can like move around and do more things, and people feel connected to all the different pieces. Because if I'm jumping like to different media sources, like let's say one day, I'm not doing it yet, I wanted to like cover a book. At this point, I don't think I could. Well, one, you would also I'd have to really rely on face for that. So I want to make that a more natural transition. Like it wouldn't be like just one video and he's like, oh, there's your face. I did it once in a Steins Gate video, in the Making Sense of Steins Gate. I had a video part in front of the camera, but that's like a one-off thing. I never did it again. I don't know why. I'm just camera shy sometimes. So, but yeah, I'll make it more of a big normal thing. It's gonna be in every video kind of moving forward. I think there's only one video that I made before I left that still hasn't come out, and I think that'll come out this month or September. We'll see. It's about existentialism in anime, so I think it's pretty good. We'll see how you guys feel. Thanks for streaming. Thank you, Andy. Thanks for showing up. I will be, yeah, Rohalia, don't worry. I do intend to bring Sock Sensei's Kitchen back. My brother was using my GoPro. He's a drummer, and so he's using it for some videos. I let him borrow it. He has not returned it yet. I have to go to our family home and get it. He moved into college, so I'm pretty sure he just left it there. So I gotta go find that, and then I can stream onto it. Cause I guess I could have my wife help me with the camera work, but it also is like an easier. I have a 3-point little tripod for it to sit on, and it can move around more. I think that's probably what I'll go for, streaming to that and then having that come out. I want to show you guys, I make curry a lot. I love curry, so I think I will be doing that. I also think let me see. If I do it, I think the first few will be on this channel to kind of give you an idea, because this is obviously like, this is the only thing that I've actually done that's been like marketably successful. But I'll eventually move it over to the second channel. I'll figure out a schedule. I'll make sure, because I like to schedule things. I feel like popping up every once in a while kind of sucks and blows for you guys, because you don't know when I'm gonna be live or when something's gonna be happening. I've been happy with the fact that I've successfully made it consistent that I upload on a Saturday at 11, my time, 11. And I don't think I'll ever change that. I do want to make it so like there's a video every week. Sometimes I have to skip a week right now or something. Just kind of depends. But I've been happy that when I started doing the Making Sense videos, it was taking me like a full month to make one, or 3 weeks, and I could only upload like once a month, maybe twice a month. But now I'm uploading about 3 times a month, sometimes 4. Most of that's because of streamlining. I'm a really effective streamliner, so don't ever think I'm being overworked. I'm working normal hours for the most part. The only thing that like I do that's more is I have to like watch everything, so that's like on my own time. But like editing, writing scripts and all that stuff, that's in like the normal day that everyone works. So but yeah, I do want to offload some of the work to an editor so I can consume more media, so I can like make more videos. So that's what that would help with, but that's a later down the line thing. Keep up the work. I'm always excited for the next video. I'm glad you are. I hope you enjoy tomorrow's upload. AI, they're like, no way a real person can have this wave. I don't know. Some people get confused because, so I have an issue where I pronounce things wrong. Like that. Pronounce. Actually, isn't pronounce the past tense? Whatever. An example would be, I say escape, not escape. It's just because of where I live. It's just the normal thing to do. Shorten things like that. Ask is hard because I say ask. But ask, I can't do it. So when people say the S more pronouncedly, I kind of shorten it and it sounds more like an X, kind of like escape. Escape is what I say. Some other ones are like, when I did the monster video, there's a ton of German in that. And I tried my best. I looked up the German words. I was like, Munich. I think that's right. I don't know anymore. I was like, I'll get this as close as possible. Still got 8 out about that. That's not the right way to say it. You shouldn't say it like that. Still got torn up about it. A good example is this one. This one's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And Evangelion, the conspiracy underground organization is named Zeal. That's the word because it's German. Some guy told me down in the comments he was completely right. I said seal in the first one. Some people were trying to say it's Seele. It was all over the place. Nobody could agree how you pronounce Zeal. So, yeah, I think that's just something you have to deal with if your video, people watch your video. There's gonna be the grammar Nazis that come around thinking that they know everything. I did fuck up big though in Ghost in the Shell. I sincerely apologize to anyone who watched that video. I said Makoto, not Batoko. Sorry, fuck. I think that's right. Ghost. I messed up the main character's name, and I made everyone question if I've watched that movie. It's an hour 20 video or movie. I have of course watched it. I said Makoto. That's what I was saying. Because I could not fathom that her name was Motoko. It didn't sound right to me. So I said Makoto. So I fucked up. I'm sorry. I am capable of making mistakes. I don't know why I suck coming from a bass player. I feel like you'd play bass in a band. I do have a bass in my house or my apartment. It's not a house. It's in my closet now. I've been trying to get better at it. I have not been playing it that often because I get distracted with watching and doing stuff. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll break out the bass for a video. No problem. Yeah, I do feel bad about that one because people were chewing me out in the comments about saying her name wrong. I was just like, yeah, I don't have no defense for that. I fucked that up. That was my fault. But yeah. Yeah, Rogelio, I will bring back the cooking streams. That's kind of what we learned here. And then, yeah, I'll start playing. Basically what the idea is for like the gaming stuff. Because I can do that live. I can watch it, or sorry, play it. And you guys can watch if you want. And kind of critique it, write my notes down for the video. I can't do that with anime or movies or a lot of other medias because copyright, and you'll get fucking banned instantly if you try to watch that stuff live. So yeah, gaming's unique in the sense that if I made a video on it, you guys could actually like watch the process of me consuming the media and also consume it with me, and then I can make the video about it. So I do want to incorporate that because I think that's a fun thing that's possible that you can't do with anime because you can't watch it live. It would be funny. I could read you guys manga on live. That is something I could do. I don't think that's, against copyright or anything. So, yeah. Subtle pronunciation errors like that won't take away from the bigger picture. I think so too. Some people are really, weird about that stuff, but it doesn't bother me. It's just something you got to deal with. So, Aqua, do you prefer Akira or Ghost in the Shell? Prefer Akira? I think I prefer Ghost in the Shell. I liked both. I don't know. I think if we're talking like source material like the manga, I think Akira's manga was better, but I think the Ghost in the Shell movie's just really well put together. But yeah. I don't know, they're two classics. I covered them back to back basically on purpose because they're like two of the most talked about movies. So yeah, all right. I'm off. I think I was exporting the Lane video. I'm gonna make it scheduled and everything. Do enjoy the video tomorrow. I think it's a really cool thing that the sponsor is doing, so I was excited to be a part of it. And you'll get to find out more tomorrow. Reading manga live, I'd love that. I'll think about it. Yeah, if you guys want to keep up to date in the Discord, I do try to keep everyone up to date on what's happening. So I'll put the schedule for the live stuff in there. Yeah, I want to make sure that you guys are informed. I'm not always good about doing that. I'm a bit sporadic at times. That is my downfall. I did make a video on Lane. This is the PlayStation game. I don't know if you guys knew that there was a game that came out alongside the anime. Completely different story. It's like an alternate reality almost. It's really interesting. It's a lot darker in terms of like how it ends and everything. So yeah, that'll come out next week. But this week's video is it's a little different. But yeah. Bye, Rogelio. Goodbye, average guy. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your Friday. I'll see you guys next week.